is Hannah Mornement, and I'm a documentary photographer and writer from the UK. For the past 20 years, I've worked with NGOs such as the Lutheran World Federation, Oxfam and Merlin. The following is a short film about some of my work. My latest work has taken me to Ethiopia, working for the Lutheran World Federation in Mote, an area identified as the most drought-prone and food-insecure in the region. Extending his hand, Woode shows me just a few small chickpea pulses. His crop failed earlier in the season, and LWF provided him with 31 kilograms of seeds. But this crop too is meagre, and having had to sell his ox to buy food for his family, he no longer has help to plough his other two small fields. His situation is sadly not remarkable. Just 2 hours down the dusty road from Mote to Lalibela, 21-year-old Deborah, her 3-year-old daughter and 19-year-old brother Bea are weeks away from having absolutely nothing left, having sold all their cattle for food. Livestock are the lifeblood of these arid lowlands, but more and more families are having to sell their animals before they too perish, leaving them even more vulnerable than before. The LWF have been working in Ethiopia for 43 years, and in this region for 10, and with a team of experts have been teaching the farmers how to get the most out of their land. 46-year-old Shamble has already profited within the first year, having been trained in irrigation agronomy, crop and vegetable farming, compost production, and also given an improved variety of drought-resistant teff. Now he's been able to send his children to school and has even built a new house. Irrigation is a huge part of LWF's work, and with the construction of a small dam and several kilometres of irrigation waterways built by local farmers on a cash-for-work basis, this area is slowly regenerating. Trees are being introduced as a vital component of the landscape, not only providing shade for crops, but also putting essential nutrients back into the soil. A nursery has been established where farmers are taught soil management, composting, and grow cash crops for the sale at local markets. Crops are now being harvested 3 times a year instead of once, and all these beneficiaries are chosen with the help and collaboration of the village elders. Being in Ethiopia has given me the opportunity to work on a personal project, the road to Mote. During the famine of 84-85, my mother worked as a relief nurse in a remote area known as the Wamahagalo Valley on the western side of the country. From the pages of her detailed diary, I was able to get a true sense of the unthinkable horrors she dealt with on a daily basis. Today, Mote is a far cry from the remote, almost inaccessible handful of tukals my mother remembers. With the construction of a road, it has evolved into a bustling town with a technical college and weekly markets. Tesfa was just a teenager when he and 15 other young boys built the tukal my mother shared with her co-worker. Now surrounded by chickens in a backyard, I was proudly shown its skeletal remains. The taller of his 2 siblings shown in this photograph, taken by my mother, is Adisu Gudina. Now with a family of his own, he runs a successful village shop in Mote. Amongst the 5 Ethiopian health workers I was desperate to find was Demboba Daguma, then in his 20s. He worked tirelessly and closely with the LWF team, showing obvious affection for the small children he was in charge of weighing and measuring. Now in his early 50s, he is a pastor in a nearby village, having been able to put both his children through education. These are just some of the incredible people I was lucky enough to find who were able to share memories of my mother's time in Ethiopia. My work has also taken me to Haiti to cover the rebuild of the devastating earthquake of 2010. And more recently, and closer to home, I have been documenting the growing food crisis in the UK with the help of the Trussell Trust, the UK's largest food bank provider. At the start of my career, I worked with the European Children's Trust in Romania just after the fall of Ceausescu. Here I wanted to portray a less negative image than those that were currently saturating our media. Following on from the success of that project, I returned to Eastern Europe, including post-war Kosovo, Moldova, Ukraine, Bulgaria, and also a return to Romania to record the impact of dictatorship on children in Eastern Europe. My passion for working with organisations that try to create a better life for those less fortunate and without the opportunities we have is unwavering. I grew up in Algeria, North Africa, and since then I've travelled extensively with my work, from Africa to Antarctica. I'm currently organising a return to Ethiopia to continue with my Mote project and also to cover the current food crisis. I really hope you find my work compelling, meticulous, inspiring, and above all giving those I photograph the voice and dignity they deserve.